So, Skrulls are the bad guys. And you're a Kree, a race of noble warriors.
Heroes. Noble warrior heroes.
I would describe her as a badass. Yeah, she's a badass before she gets her powers, which I think is an important part of this. The powers sort of exaggerate or enhance what was already innately in her. Yeah, it is really cool. It was a cool opportunity to watch Sam get to go back and create the foundation for this character that we've all like known and loved for so long. He's, one of the best actors on the planet and also like my family. So getting to work with him again was a treat.
So you're not from around here?
It's hard to explain.
I was cast I think it was about 3 years before we started shooting, so I had a lot of time I downloaded the Marvel app that has all of the comics on it, and I just read as much as I could before we started shooting. I mean, I still feel like I probably I shouldn't be on any sort of Marvel trivia team, but I know quite a bit. Oh, it's great. Yeah, especially coming in at this beautiful time when it's the 10-year anniversary, so getting to do things like that cast photo where I got to meet everybody, it was really surreal and cool.
People on the internet are joking after the release of the trailer of Avengers Endgame. People are joking, saying, I can show you. They're saying, who you thought was gonna save the universe? And there's Captain Marvel. And who is really going to do it? And there is Ant-Man. Trust Captain Marvel.
It could be true. I have no idea, A lot of that stuff's so secretive, I don't even know about it. I don't know what to expect. I usually just try to make things that I care about, and then I don't feel like I'm in control as to how they're received or where they're taken to. So I'm curious to see what will come from it. It feels like I'm just on a journey that I don't know where I'm going, but that's just life.
This is Scott Lang. We met a few years ago at the airport in Germany. I got really big.
Is this an old message?
Ant-Man, I know you know that.
It's the front door.
That's me. Can you buzz me in?
Hey everybody, it's Charlie. So I just found an interview from Comic-Con with Brie Larson talking about Avengers Endgame and Captain Marvel stuff, so I figured to do a breakdown. There's just a couple new things about Ant-Man, a couple of jokes about them saving the universe. There are a couple things that she's being misleading about, but in general, they do try to keep actors in the dark as much as possible. But remember, they've already shot all of Avengers Endgame. So when she's claiming she doesn't know what's going on, she actually does know what's going on in the scenes that she shot, but obviously she can't talk about that. So there are a couple things that you can glean from what she says about Avengers Endgame. We'll do a new round of that IMAX ticket giveaway too. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber and leave your favorite Captain Marvel moment on the video. I'll name a new winner at the end of this. She talks a little bit about the background of her character. Obviously, Carol Danvers would have to be a badass to be an Air Force pilot. They don't just let anybody climb into the cockpit. Then she gets tied up in the Kree-Skrull War. They get into the accident and she gets her powers and things go from there. There were a couple confusing things that just happened in the comics, them changing her backstory in advance of the movie or in preparation for it just to get people used to the idea. But then when we saw the trailer, the explanation that Annette Bening's character gave us as to how she became the Captain Marvel that we see flying around on screen is very different from what the comics told us. So right now, just based on the trailer footage, unless they're being very misleading about how she gets Kree DNA infused into her and gets her special powers, it seems like when she gets into her accident, she's infused with power, and then the Kree from there, when they start to repair her body, infuse her with a bunch of Kree blood and Kree DNA, making her functionally half Kree on the genetic level, like she was originally in the comics, albeit through very different means. Before they changed it, she had gotten half of Captain Mar-Vell's DNA in the explosion of the Psyche Magnetron, and because he had superpowers, that meant that she got them as well. So until we see some more evidence, I'm assuming that that part of the Captain Marvel trailer isn't super misleading. She talks a little bit about the future of her character. Now that gets into more of the Avengers and the Phase 4 plan. Now this is where she gets a little misleading because she definitely knows where they're headed, even if she doesn't know exactly what the story is. Because when you sign for a multi-picture deal, they give you an idea for what those movies are going to be. Like, if things work out, we're going to do X, Y, Z. So when she says she doesn't know, she's really just talking about the story. Like, even though they probably have ideas for where they could take Captain Marvel sequels, they're probably not going to lock themselves into a lot of plot until they release the Captain Marvel movie to see how people react to that. There was a rumor a long time ago that she signed for some crazy 7 or 8 picture deal. I can't remember what it was, but if you remember in Phase 1, everyone except for Samuel L. Jackson and Robert Downey Jr., for the most part, the main Avengers, signed 6 picture deals. So that was sort of the standard for big new Avengers level characters when they came into the universe. What that entails, though, is the solo movies that they do, the Avengers team-ups, and any like really big crossovers, say like Hulk showing up during Thor Ragnarok, where he's in there for pretty much the entire film. So Brie Larson shut down this rumor that was going around that she signed some mega picture deal. Like, there's no way I signed for that many movies. Early theory, she signed for 2 Avengers films, including Endgame, and 3 Captain Marvel films, which would make an even 5 movies. Maybe 6, like Tom Holland signed for 6 movies with Sony when he became Spider-Man, and that included 3 Spider-Man films and 3 other appearances in Marvel films with Captain America Civil War, Avengers Infinity War, then the last one being Avengers Endgame. So if they want to get Tom Holland into Avengers 5, whenever that happens in 2 or 3 years, he has to sign a new contract with Sony, who then has to sign a new contract with Marvel. We can talk more about actors' contracts and how many more movies they have after Avengers Endgame, because there'll be so many actors coming and so many actors going. There'll be a big question about what the MCU is going to look like going forward. The last real big Avengers Endgame thing that she talks about is Ant-Man, and I do believe her when she says that she doesn't have any idea whether or not he might save the universe, because she probably did not have that many scenes with him on set. Remember early on when we got the post-credit scene with the pager and then the Ant-Man and the Wasp post-credit scene? People had a lot of theories that the Quantum Realm had something to do with Captain Marvel not being available for all the Avengers stuff that's been happening since Phase 1. But then we got the Captain Marvel trailer, and Annette Bening very clearly told her that her powers would cause her to age much more slowly, which pretty much wiped the board of any Quantum Realm Captain Marvel theories that you may have had. Like, oh, she just ages slowly like Thor. Not quite as slowly as Thor, but slow enough so that she still looks like she's in her 20s when she shows up during Avengers Endgame 20 years later, when she would normally be in her 40s. If you haven't been following any of the Avengers Endgame rumors, there's obviously been a lot of people that have shown up on Reddit claiming to know parts of the plot. Most of the rumors point to her being involved in more of the space-based plot during Avengers Endgame, doing stuff with Thor, as opposed to stuff with Ant-Man, who seems like he spends most of his time with Captain America or Iron Man or the both of them, like when they're walking around with the BARFing technology together in those special wristbands. So I'm just not expecting Captain Marvel to spend a lot of time on screen with Ant-Man, aside from like a couple really big scenes. So obviously there's going to be a couple really big battles. There'll probably be some sort of end tag where they're all together. Hopefully, big theory, they pay off Iron Man's wedding, and that's how you do your big crowd shot with everybody and framed together. I do like the idea of the twist that Ant-Man is critical to saving the universe because of the abilities that he has in the quantum realm, but I don't think that he's going to be important in the way that Captain Marvel is important. She's more of a punch Thanos in the face kind of important, like she just gives off so much energy damage that she's more useful in a really big fight than she would be in like a really careful planning situation like Ant-Man. We have an Ant-Man style heist montage we need to pull off involving the quantum realm and jumping around between different realities, also possibly going back in time. That's the kind of stuff you use Ant-Man for. But let me know in the comments, how do you think that Captain Marvel is important to fixing the universe during Avengers Endgame? And I know there's a lot of questions about the Spider-Man Far From Home trailer. I haven't heard any new rumors about it dropping next week. If anything happens, I will totally make a video about it. There might be a couple surprise teasers next week because of the holiday. As long as you have alerts enabled for my channel, you'll see the videos when I post them, so no worries. Congratulations, Ronald Holguin. You're the giveaway winner for my last big Marvel video. Please email me on the About page of my channel so I can get your details. Click here for my new Avengers Endgame video, and click here for my Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse post-credit scene video. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody stay awesome. I'll see you guys tonight.